Diplomacy as a tool for relationship between nations has grown rapidly since its inception. Diplomacy, which was originally only an instrument and medium for foreign policy in the realm of mainstream international relations, has now developed by widening the range of issues, understanding, and actors involved in diplomatic practice. In the context of diplomacy, culture is often used as support in the implementation of diplomacy, which is also called cultural diplomacy. Cultural diplomacy can shape the image of country so as to foster state confidence in the country's achievement and potential, which will then affect national interests in various fields such as the economy, politics, and especially the country's image become more positive as seen from the large number of people who follow the culture of a country. The cultural diplomacy is an effective tool for the state because it tends to have easy access and can be known by many people, so their appreciation or rejection can be quickly seen through the media of implementing cultural diplomacy. The dissemination of customs, values, and ideas through cultural diplomacy makes it easier for countries to define what is strategically important or efficient to represent themselves abroad. This effort is also to realize the extent to which a country seeks to instrument its culture to the international community. The spread of introduction of culture through diplomacy has been carried by many countries in the world. For China, culture is a key resource for power and thus not only an important tool for its soft power but also, as Hu Jintao emphasized before the 17th National Congress of Communist Party of China, a source of growth in social cohesion and creativity as well, as an increasingly important factor in strengthening the overall national power. Therefore, for China, culture has a special, irreplaceable role in the soft power because culture is framework that accommodates all other aspects of China's soft power.
China's growing economy in today's world make it a key player in the international arena. It contributes greatly to the influence it has gathered. In order to further strengthen its global position, employment of cultural instruments is a major tool in China's arsenal. Perhaps the first official authorization of the central function of the culture in soft power was secured in 2007, when the expression of cultural soft power was incorporated in the report to the 17th National Congress of the Socialist Congress of China. In 2017, the report to the 19th CPC Congress, a directing record on the work of China for the future 5 years, asserts that culture is a nation and country spirit, and expresses the aspiration of building more grounded social certainty and assisting communist culture to prosper, with an uncommon accentuation on expanding China's culture soft power. The ideals of Confucianism are integrated deeply within the art of Chinese governance and political system. The society, as Confucius says, is an extension of family unit. The family unit is noted to provide the best environment for growth and self-actualization. This is because of the nurturing and supportive nature of the family setting, allowing for the best environment for personal growth and prosperity. While the teachings of Confucius provide the guide to social life, Buddhism and Taoism give the religious and mystical backing to the Chinese culture. Buddhism and Taoism are the key components of traditional Chinese religious culture, being in the society for over 3,000 years. Taoism, much like Confucianism, rests its foundation on the idea of harmony within the society. This philosophy finds its origins in China and remains indigenous to the country. Taoism preaches a simpler life, one that is in harmony with nature, free and devoid of societal desires. Tao is defined as eternal order of the cosmos and at the same time its course and identification frequently found in metaphysics but which lacks a thorough dialectical structure.
And next, we will talk about cultural soft power and cultural diplomacy. The soft power of China is the indirect and non-military influence of the People's Republic of China that can be observed outside the country around the world. China's cultural diplomacy is the best form of public diplomacy and soft power that can trace to exchange of ideas, information, art, language, and other aspects of culture including tangible and intangible among nations, their people to foster mutual understanding. And if we talk about cultural diplomacy, cannot be separate from various collaboration between countries, especially now that China is the country with the largest economy in the world, with various collaboration being carried out. The result of corporation and government have made China a country that has great power and is able to compete with other big countries. Exchange of cultural dynamics as a means to achieve diplomatic goals has been a key factor in China's cultural for being diplomacy dynamics. The soft power theory has become more prominent in the Chinese national strategy during the eras of President Hu Jintao and President Xi Jinping. In 2007, President Hu Jintao, while addressing the 17th Communist Party National Congress, highlighted the importance of culture in enhancing the national power dynamics on the international stage. Within the academic discourse regarding soft power, China was first introduced as a case study by Wang Huning. He describes the concept of soft power within the framework of a China concept to be slightly different from the described by Joseph Nye. Strategies such as Confucius institutions that promote cultural exchange are seen a way to promote that image.
Now the next one that we are going to talk about is the instruments of application. Now China's instruments of soft power are a blend of those used by other countries with its own distinctive features sprouting from the Chinese culture and its conception of soft power. Number 1 is cuisine. Chinese food has influenced the local food habits across the globe. It has adapted to many cultures, and localized version of Chinese exclusive to every country is a common sight in many a country that otherwise resist the Chinese impact. The Chinese cuisine's global impact happened much earlier. While Chinese food ingredients and cooking methods reached the modern day of Southeastern Asia as early as the Ming Dynasty with the Chinese trade workers and migrants. Number 2 is art, film, and literature. A major goal of the cultural diplomacy is putting a human face to the concept of a country or a state. As China has overcome its poverty issues and achieved a stable and sustainable economy, the attention was directed towards changing the country's global perception. China possesses one of the world's major literacy traditions. The history of art and literature in China dates back to over 3,000 years. The earliest form of literature is found in the archives of courts of the ruling dynasties. The principal genre of Chinese literature is though poetry. Early folk songs were written during the Han Dynasty. For a brief period during Yuan Dynasty, drama saw a peak, but opera remains the most predominant form of popular entertainment, and even papers were invented in China in the year of 105th century. And being home to the largest number of the movie theaters enabled China to attract the global film industry towards its market. The Chinese box office generates the second most revenue to USA at $8.6 billion. Number 3 is language. Being the language of 20% of the world's population knowing Chinese can open many doors for the international students seeking better employment opportunities in the hospital sector, media, finance, and also diplomacy. This is considered among some of the most prominent instruments of public diplomacy. And language is also the most visible manifestation of China's soft power diplomacy. Number 4, we got here panda. Yes, of course, panda. I mean, who here doesn't like pandas? I mean, come on, look at them. They are cute, fluffy, adorable, and the most importantly, black and white. Well, let's take a look at this video right here. Well, okay, maybe that is one of the reasons why panda is on their edge of extinction. Okay, moving on. Panda is a symbol of friendship and peace for China. Governments use panda to maximize political effect from a few years ago until now as part of panda diplomacy. Panda diplomacy was first carried out during the Tang Dynasty, led by Empress Wu Zetian in 685th century by giving a pair of pandas to Emperor Tenmu of Japan as a diplomatic gift. After the founding of the People's Republic of China, the government saw the giant panda as a tool of diplomacy and a builder of scientific relations and cultural communication. Between 1957 and 1982, giant pandas were sent to other countries as a gift from the Chinese government. The purpose of this panda diplomacy was purely to build diplomatic relations with Western countries in the 1950s. The first Western country that carried out diplomatic relations with China at that time was the Soviet Union, by providing 2 pandas in 1957 and 1959. Until now, there are 26 zoos that are borrowed pandas by the Chinese government to 18 countries.